Professor Black Ops, cybersecurity for the people. Let's get it. CISA, Cyber Infrastructure Agency, as part of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, actually put a tool out to help to detect compromises on your system, which is kind of cool because there's been a lot of compromise. The tool is acronyms called CHIRP, and it helps detecting post compromises. So let's look at the website. So CISA Cyber Security Infrastructure Security Agency. Of course, these will be in a link. So this is a summary. The U.S. government attributes the activity to the Russian Foreign Surveillance Agency. Additionally, may be found in a statement of the White House. The alert announces that the CISA Hunt and Incident Response Programming Tool, aka CHIRP. CHIRP is a forensic collection tool that CISA developed to help network defenders find indicators of compromises associated with activity detailed in the following CISA alerts. So those are two alerts down there of advanced persistent threat. So this tool helps you dig into that tool. There's another tool out there called Sparrow, and I'll do a quick video about that later, which scans for signs of APT, which is a advanced persistent threat compromise within M365 or the Azure environment. CHIRP scans for signs of APT compromise within an on-premise environment, and this will lead CHIRP by default searches for IOCs associated with malicious activity detailed in those two compromises right there, the AA203528 and AA20008 that has spilled into an on-premise enterprise environment. CHIRP is freely available on the CISA GitHub repository. I'll put both of those links in the description. For additional guidance, CISA CHIRP overview video, I'm actually going to hook that at the end of my video. CISA will continue to release plugins and IOCs for new threats via the CISA GitHub repository. CISA advises organizations to use the CHIRP tool to examine Windows event logs for artifacts associated with this activity, examine Windows Registry for evidence of intrusion, query Windows network artifacts, and apply URI rules to detect malware, backdoors, or implants. Network defenders should review and confirm any post-compromise threat activity detected by the tool. CISA has provided confidence scores for each. The YARA tool includes, with this CHIRP release, for confirmed positive hits, CISA recommends collecting forensic image of the relevant systems and conducting a forensic analysis on those systems. In an organization that does not have the capability to follow guidance in this alert, considering soliciting a third-party IT security support group. Note, respond to confirmed positive hits is essential to evict an adversary from a compromised network. The technical details of how CHIRP works. CHIRP is a command line executable with a dynamic plugin indicating systems to search for signs of compromise. CHIRP has a plugin search through which events log, registry keys, and YARA rules to scan for APT tactics, techniques, and procedures. CHIRP also has a YAM file that contains a list of IOC and systems with the malware for APT detailed in those two alerts. Currently, the tool for the presence of malware identified from the researcher as the teardrop and raindrop. It also looks for credential dumping, certain persistent mechanism identified associated with the campaign, system network and M365 enumerations, known observable indicators for lateral movement. Network defenders can also follow step by step in the CISA CHIRP repository. Once again, I'm going to link that into the description box. CHIRP currently only runs on Windows operating system. CHIRP is available in the GitHub in two forms, a compiled executable and also a Python script. CISA recommends using the compiled version to easily scan APT. The instruction will be in the GitHub. Mitigations. CHIRP provides results and scans in JSON. CISA encourages uploading those results into a Security Information Event Manager, or SIEM. If available, if no SIEM is available, results can be viewed in a compatible web browser or text browser. So some of the frequently asked questions: what system should CHIRP run on? Systems running Solaris, Wind, Orion, believed to be in any results with lateral movement. What should I do with the results? Ingest the JSON results into a SIM system, web browser, or text browser. Are there existing TIBs that CHIRP components and are provided the same benefits as CHIRP? Antivirus software developers may have begun to roll out detection for solar winds. How often should I run CHIRP? You can run CHIRP once or routinely. Currently, CHIRP does not provide a mechanism to run repeatedly in a native format. Do I need to configure the tool before I run it? No. So CHIRP is recommended, and I would just recommend it to run it on your system, especially if you're a small shop and you don't have an advanced tool in there. Once again, the government's stepping up CISA with the CHIRP tool to help you follow those 2 alerts in there, and also check to see if you can find any lateral movement on your system. Once again, Professor Black Ops, cybersecurity for the people. Please subscribe.
CHIRP stands for the CISA Hunt and Incident Response Program. CISA created CHIRP as a means of rapidly assessing the scope of a compromise within your network or to aid in the investigation related to a specific threat. CHIRP will help you to identify whether a system or systems have known indicators of compromise, known as IOCs, or tactics, techniques, or procedures known as TTPs, or advanced persistent threats, or APTs. Currently, CHIRP comes packaged with indicators for the activity related to the APT compromise detailed in CISA's Activity Alert AA20-352A. CISA recommends running CHIRP on SolarWinds Orion systems or systems believed to be involved in any suspected lateral movement as a result of the aforementioned APT compromise.
CHIRP is a program that uses plugins to scan a system for indicators of compromise and tactics, techniques, or procedures of advanced persistent threats. Currently, CHIRP only scans Windows event logs, registry, and network information. It can also run YARA rules against the system for a more detailed scan. It creates JSON reports of indicators observed. CISA recommends that you ingest the results into a SIM if available. If not, you may open and view the results with a web browser or text editor. Antivirus vendors have begun to roll out detections for the SolarWinds post-compromise activity. However, those products may not detect historical signs of compromise. CHIRP can provide a complementary benefit to antivirus when run. CHIRP can be run once, on a set schedule, or as new IOC packages are provided. Currently, CHIRP does not provide a mechanism to run repeatedly in its native format. No, the program can be run out of the box as is and used without any prior configuration. Some behavioral changes are available as CLI options if ran through the terminal. CHIRP will complete its scans of a system in approximately 1 to 2 hours. Time will be dependent on how active the system is and how large the resident data sets are. Periodic progress updates will be provided by CHIRP as it runs. Technical issues or questions should be raised as an issue on the CISA.gov GitHub page. We appreciate feedback on your experience with the tool, and your input and bug reports help us improve. CISA plans on updating CHIRP, utilizing it for future threats, making your community feedback an important part of its growth.
CISA plans to utilize CHIRP for new threats as they arise. New indicator packages will be released in the future via the CISA.gov GitHub repository for CHIRP. We will provide new guidance on ideal systems to run CHIRP on with each indicator release. New indicators can be created and added separate of CISA releases. Instructions are provided in the README file that comes with CHIRP and located on the GitHub CHIRP repository. We encourage any CHIRP user to submit their IRC packages to our GitHub. Yes, CISA will continue to update CHIRP with new plugin, indicator packages, and bug fixes in the future. New plugins and IOC packages can also be created and added to the GitHub CHIRP repository by the cybersecurity community. Instructions on creating new plugins and IOC packages can be found within the CHIRP README on the CHIRP GitHub repository. We encourage any and all adopters of CHIRP to contribute their plugin creations and IOC packages, and this will enhance all adopters' ability to respond to threats targeting their network. If you have any additional questions for CHIRP, please feel free to contact CISA. For general questions regarding CHIRP, please contact us at the following email: central@cisa.dhs.gov or by phone at 1-888-282-0870. For reporting indicators of potential compromise, contact us by submitting a report through our website at us-cert.cisa.gov/report. For all technical issues or support for CHIRP, please submit those via GitHub CHIRP repository.
To get CHIRP, 3 options are available to you. The first and most optimal is downloading the most recent release from the GitHub repository's releases, which you can see on the right-hand side of the main page. This will give you a zip file with the compiled version of CHIRP. Alternately, you can use the git clone command to grab the source code directly from the repository, or use the download button on the GitHub repository's main page. If you download from the releases, you will have a zip file much like this one. After extracting the contents, running the executable is relatively simple. It can be done by simply double-clicking the chirp.exe file, or by executing the file through the terminal. If you wish to run CHIRP with Python, there are a few extra steps to follow prior to execution. Firstly, you will likely want to set up a virtual environment. You can do this by typing py-m venv, which will create a virtual environment in a folder named venv. This allows us to install packages specific to this project and not to our system's main Python instance. After we've created our virtual environment, we must activate it with /venv/scripts activate.ps1. And now our virtual environment is activated. Next, we will want to install our requirements. We can do this by typing python -m pip install -e and a period for the current directory. After the requirements have been installed, we are ready to run with python chirp.py. After CHIRP is completed, an output directory will be generated with JSON outputs, which can be ingested in a SIM or viewed through a web browser or text editor.